Hello everyone, Match back with another episode of Raw Results for May 8th, 2017. If y'all do like, please leave one and subscribe. And if you did or didn't like Raw, leave comments down below about it. Love to hear what you have to say. But with that said, let's get into the episode. We start out this week's episode of Raw with the show opening with Dean Ambrose strolling backstage when his phone rings. He picks it up and asks, "Who is it?" It's Kurt Angle. He asked if he got the pics he sent, but it turns out Angle's wife opened the message instead. He asks Kurt if he's serious and says he thought he'd never asked before, saying he's got a great idea for the name of the next pay-per-view. But then he cut him off, and Angle appears to drop the call. But instead, Ambrose comes out and has a big announcement for everyone. That announcement is that he is the general manager for the day or for the night, depending on whatever, Then, uh, you know, he says, so this show is his show now, and his show isn't about talking, it's about action. Nothing but action. And then enter The Miz and Maurice. Come out, and Miz says, "Oh, well, I've talked to someone better than Kurt Angle. That's Stephanie McMahon." Hold on, let me get light. That doesn't help at all. Whatever. But there we go. But she says he's talked to Stephanie McMahon, and she said that there is no way that Dean Ambrose is going to be in charge for tonight's episode of Raw. So, instead of Dean just being in charge, Miz announces that Stephanie McMahon assigned him as the co-general manager to Dean Ambrose. So now there's two general managers on Raw, and yeah, let me move that over. Sorry guys, just trying to get better lighting. But yeah. But then after that, Braun shows up and says, "I don't care who it is, but I'm gonna get what I want. I want Brock Lesnar. And I don't care if Roman's still standing, I can still break him." And then, yeah, they should really push me, but they won't because I don't know why. He would be way more over than Roman, clearly, and he'd just do better, tons better than Roman. Because Roman doesn't know how to work on the mic. Let me move that out of my face. Doesn't know how to work on the mic and doesn't know how to work matches. He has good matches, but I mean, come on, it's obvious. Just turn him heel, and yeah. But yeah. Then after that, Kalisto came out and no one cared. I forgot they changed his music. Actually, I'm like, oh, who's this? Is this a call up? This new guy? Who is it? And then I'm like, oh, it's Kalisto. Yeah. And Kalisto's like, "Oh, wait, Brian, you think you can just come out here and bully people? Well, no, I'm gonna beat you up." And yeah, so that got a sign for later in the night. So a match with Braun and Kalisto was made, and Braun said, "Oh, I can beat you with one arm," due to the rotator cuff injury that he suffered from Payback in the match against Roman Reigns. So that match was made, even though Braun had an injury. So yeah, and he said he's gonna just kill him. Didn't say that, but Then Miz says, "Oh well, great job, Dean. On your first night as GM, you officially ended Kalisto's career." Well then, after that segment, we go to commercial, come back from it, and it's time for Finn Balor taking on The Miz because Dean Ambrose made a match after the break, or before the break, which was Finn Balor taking on The Miz. Really good match. Love the work of Finn Balor and The Miz. Finn Balor's great in the ring. Miz is great in the ring too. And yeah, But the winner of this match was Miz, due to him pushing Finn Balor into the ref and rolling out of the ring and announcing that, oh, since I'm the GM, it's not okay for wrestlers to place their hands on the officials. So he did that, tried to get out of it. Walking up the steps, Dean Ambrose rolls out and said, hey, no, no, no. This match is going to restart. Go back, Miz. And Maurice, you're thrown out of here. So Maurice got thrown out, dispatched, thrown away. And Miz headed back to the ring. But Finn Balor caught him, threw him in the ring, and finished him off with a coup de grace. So your winner of this match was Finn Balor. Then, after that, we come back from commercial, and The Miz lands a kick for two. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Da 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 da. Okay, yeah, but after the match, commentary hype up. We don't go to commercial as in earlier, but commentary hypes up Kalisto and Strowman too. No one really cares. I mean, Strowman's gonna destroy him, but yeah. Then we head to the back and see Alexa Bliss, and then Nia Jax rolls up and asks, "Hey, when you're running down everyone last week in your coronation, why didn't you run down me? Is it true? Do you like me? Do you actually like me?" And Alexa's like, "Oh yeah, you're the bestest in the Westest, and yeah, you're first step for a title shot." And Nia threatened her. It's like, "Well, I better be, because if not, I'm gonna beat you." And yeah, and Nia Jax said, "Well, since until you handle Mickey and Becky or whatever, then I'm your new friend, new best friend." So she accompanies Alexa to the ring. And that leads to the next match, which was Alexa taking on Mickie James, who is accompanied by Bayley, surprisingly. Really good match. You know, really good match for women. Uh, Alexa won, and Nia just took the fuck out of Mickie James, like just sent her to the ground. And yeah, but yeah. Then hold on, trying to follow it. Then Ambrose is discussing things with a crew member when Miz rolls up to yell at him. He's like, "Gene, what the hell was that, man? Come on, that's not fair. You did that." Then Miz complains. And after that, uh, Miz makes a match for later in the night for the main event, in fact, with Dean taking on Bray Wyatt. And yeah, that was another really good match. Love Bray Wyatt, love Ambrose. Don't like how they're using Bray Wyatt. Really wish you'd just get a long title reign that would benefit him and the person he's feuding with, but don't know if we're gonna get that. I would like to see him with the Universal Championship, but man, I don't know if we're gonna get it. Then after that, we get a tail of the tape for Kalisto and Strowman too, and we go to break. Then come back from commercial. Charlie Caruso is interviewing Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break Seth Rollins' ligaments. I'm gonna break every bone in his body." And Seth Rollins rolls up, beats him up, and the refs try to hold him back, but yeah, yeah. Then after that, we have Braun destroying Kalisto. Wasn't even a match. Braun took out Kalisto, and then after the match, everybody's favorite person rolls up. Guess who? It's Roman Reigns. Oh, this is pissing me off. Oh my god. Yeah, but Roman rolls up and takes out Strowman, but Braun's standing tall after this. And I'm, I'm, I'm getting real sick of this feud, not because of Strowman, just because of Roman. Because I mean, Roman puts on good matches, but he just doesn't interest me like everybody else. Now, if you like Roman, that's cool, but uh, I don't. I just don't. But the match ends in disqualification, and I guess nothing is announced. And yeah. Also, to note in the earlier Finn Balor versus Miz match, um, WWE, you need to focus on your rules because last week when Drew Gulak pulled out Tony Nese, or a couple weeks ago when Drew Gulak pulled out Tony Nese from the ring, you ended the match in disqualification. But when Maurice did that to Miz, nothing happened. Just saying, need to stay on top of it. Then Roman gets the chair and wails on Strowman, driving him off through the crowd. So actually, Roman stood tall at the end of that. So excuse me. Then after that, R-Truth is hanging out backstage when Goldust rolls up to ask him, "Hey man, you know what we gotta do? We can do this. We can beat the tag team turmoil." Blah blah blah. And yeah, so that sets up for later in the night. Then, after that, they let all these other teams. Oh, wait. Da, da, da. We come back from. We go to commercial after that, and we come back from commercial, and we get a recap of what we just saw. Because Raw has 3 hours to fill, of course. And the first match of the tag team turmoil was Enzo and Cass making their entrance against uh, Cesaro. And Cesaro won. Just not gonna hold it off. But then after that, the next team to lose to Cesaro was Beauty and the Man Beast. Then after that, it was uh it was the Club, and then to end it all off, it was the Golden Truth. And really good matches in all these. Uh, kind of thought we would see someone else going over. I thought I would see the Revival, but then I was reminded during the night that, oh, yeah, Dawson is injured. Or is it Dawson or is it Wilder? I think it's Dawson. But uh yeah, but I thought they were gonna uh pull something, you know, uh kind of different and have Golden Truth win and be the number one contenders. But no, Cesaro just beat them, and I thought we were gonna see the debut of Broken Hardys, but I guess that's still not settled between Impact or WWE, or it's not even coming. But I mean, who knows? I mean, there was an update on the deal this week or this past week where something happened, but I'm not sure what the current status is. But yeah, I just really want to see the Broken Hardys in WWE because that just benefit Matt and Jeff because the nostalgia trip will get old quick, not as quick, but I mean I'll still like them broken or not, but I mean you gotta find and introduce something new to keep the fans you know ready and you know just interested, and introducing the broken gimmick will do tons of benefits for him. But Hardy's come down, and try to beat up Cesaro, but then they leave. And yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see the debut of the broken gimmick at not Payback. What's the next favorite? Great Balls of Fire. Is that the next favorite? I forget. Or is it Extreme Rules? It whatever the next pay per view, the Raw exclusive pay per view is. I want to see the debut of the broken gimmick because that'd just be, you know, awesome. Then after that, let me find it. We go to commercial, and then we come back, and Seth Rollins makes his entrance for his match against Samoa Joe. And, yeah, really good match between Samoa and, Rollins, because they never put on bad matches because they're so damn good. But the winner of this match was, let me find, oh, no one, because Seth Rollins won by disqualification. Uh, Here, let me see this, because I was doing stuff during this. I mean, the TV was muted, but, I was still watching it. But, uh, so, Rollins with arm triangle transitioning to the wrist lock. Joe shoves him chest first into the exposed turnbuckle. Referee Rod Zapata goes to replace the turnbuckle pad, but Samoa Joe stops him, throwing it out of the ring and putting Seth's chest into it again. Zapata was warning him the whole time. Seth Rollins wins by disqualification. Joe draws him up for a third, putting his head into the turnbuckle and locking the coquina clutch on. Rod is trying to pry his arm off and begging him to let go of the hold, but Samoa won't cooperate. He finally breaks it after Rollins is passed out, saying it's over when he says it's over. I thought we were gonna have another injury here. Just kidding. But yeah, uh, liking this feud so far. Wonder where it will go. Wonder if they're still gonna do something with that Triple H faction. Now that Kevin Owens gone. I mean, you can still have a faction with Samoa and Pete Dunne whenever you call him up. But who knows? Maybe they might introduce a third member, maybe Braun or Wyatt. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe Roman if they decide to turn him heel, but we will see. But then after that, we are told that Dean Ambrose versus Miz for the Intercontinental Championship will be next week on Raw. I don't think Miz is gonna win that, to be honest. I think Ambrose will retain, and yeah, because I'm not a fan of I'm a fan of the Miz, but I mean, him being Intercontinental Champion has just been going on and on and on, you know, ever since you know, ever since he started that, and I think he can do so much better. I think he can be a really good Universal Champion or be in the picture for at least once. But who knows? Probably never gonna give him that chance, which is a shame because he'll do wonders for the belt. But instead, Miz is probably gonna win that, I bet, but who knows. But then we come back from commercial. Neville makes his entrance for commentary because he'll be on commentary for the next match. Uh, and yeah. But then commentary shows us a video from Facebook where he promised TJP title shot if he could beat Jack Gallagher tonight, and he'll be on commentary for the match. So the next match is Jack Gallagher taking on TJP. Bell rings and TJ remains perched in the corner. Referee Sean Bennett ordering him to get down. Perkins slashes a peace sign, and Gallagher dabs. I fucking hate TJP's dabbing. I'm not gonna do it because I don't dab. Here, let me move the camera. But I mean, it's working because I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed to all hell with him and his shit. But whatever. But yeah, really good match. I always enjoy the cruiserweights action. TJP wins by pinfall and a pin. That's weird. That's weird. TJ pins. Haha. TJ pins and wins by pinfall with an O'Connor roll up and a handful of tights. And then after the match, he pops back in the ring and chop blocks Gallagher. hamstring kicks. He takes him down. TJP clutch is on. He breaks and gets up when Austin Aries hits a ring. Austin Aries is on another injury. Don't know where he got that, but he is on another injury. Aries checks on Gallagher, and the two pairs of men stare each other down. So, Neville and TJP, Aries and Gallagher stare each other down, hyping up the next pay-per-view, which is Extreme Rules, actually, I just remembered. It's going to be Extreme Rules. And I don't know when they're going to let Aries win that Cruiserweight Championship, because he deserves it. Neville's not a bad champ, but, Aries deserves it. And I think he might win it at SummerSlam, but, I mean, that's carrying this feud, like, really long, but whatever. Hopefully after this feud, Tozawa will get a shot, along with, Gallagher and Cedric whenever he comes back. Because, you know, everyone else besides Kendrick, because Kendrick's just a legend to make people learn there. And who else? Uh, I don't think Tony needs a title shot. He bores the hell out of me. I mean, really, the only thing he has that's like, oh man, that's awesome, is his body. It's like, oh man, I can't talk on the mic, but whatever. And maybe Drew Gulak. I really like Drew Gulak and the stuff he's pulling on 205 Live, but who knows? Who knows who will be the next competitor for the Cruiserweight Champion. I know TJP will, but I mean after that. But after that, we see Sasha Banks walking backstage, and we go to break. Background commercials. Sasha Banks makes her entrance. Then we go into the next match of the night, which was Alicia Fox taking on Sasha Banks. I think I was doing stuff during this, but Sasha Banks won by pinfall with a Meteora. Don't know what that's called, but she won. It's a pin, but she won by pinfall. But commentary shows a replay that seems to indicate that Fox had a shoulder up during the pin. Why do they always mess this up? It's Alicia and then Joe. Joe didn't have both his shoulders down at Payback. I saw a replay. I'm like, hey, gotta fix that. Gotta fix that. And they didn't bring it up, surprisingly, during his interview. So I'm like, hey, Joe, don't. Are you serious? You're not gonna mention that? But whatever. I mean, he kind of mentioned it. He's like, oh, Rollins didn't pin me, and didn't go into the specifics, but whatever. But then, after that, we had our main event of the evening, which was Bray Wyatt taking on Dean Ambrose in a really, really good match. I like this match because they spaced it out, because I think it's been a long time since they last met. I think they last fought each other last summer. I think, maybe, who knows? But it's been a really long time since I've seen them fight. Thank God, they're not thrown into another feud again. Even though we're seeing another recycled feud between The Miz and Dean for the same exact title that we saw them fighting for on SmackDown. Oh man, I like Ambrose, I like The Miz. I just don't like seeing recycled shit for like for it should have been Ambrose and Balor. That would have been a great feud right there, you know. And who was the third person in that match? It was a Miz, Balor, and oh yeah, Rollins. Rollins versus Dean. That would have been reused, but it's been the last time they fought was last summer. But I mean, not as it hasn't been used as much as Miz versus Dean, because we've seen that for like a big part of the summer, I think, and then big part of the last year, end of last year, and then just give new people new chances. Rollins and Ambrose would have been great. Balor and Ambrose would have been great. But instead, we're getting this. But whatever. Not gonna complain. But the match ends uh Miz coming out, and he was on commentary for this match, for this entire match, just running down Ambrose and such. Then he came down to the ring, struck Ambrose from behind. Ref didn't see it. He hid, and then Ambrose went in the ring. Ada, Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Bray Wyatt. And yeah, so pretty okay episode of Raw. Wasn't really interested in it as I was. The matches were good, but the storylines just weren't on point. You know, they weren't flowing nice. And I mean, the Raw or the crowd wasn't very much into it either. You know, I didn't hear that many pops or anything. They're trying to get a yes chant going, but no one chanted. And yeah, but pretty okay episode of Raw. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for another episode of Raw Results for May 8th, 2017. If y'all did like and want to see more, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And if you want to see the rest of the series, please click the link down below at the annotation on the screen at the end of the video. As always, have a nice day. I'll see y'all in the next one.